Good evening, guys. Here we are again with a camera. I decided to turn on the camera for you guys. I don't know if it's better or not. I don't care. But thank you for tuning back in. We will be looking at the weekly close for commodities, gold, silver, copper, all that good stuff. I just did the uranium recap for this week. Man, what a week. Yes, we're down to 2.5% today, maybe on the indexes, the ETFs, URNM, but still 10% up for the entire week. Beautiful. Some of the miners has done even better. Nothing to complain about really for the uranium market right now. Looks absolutely gorgeous. But here we are looking at gold and silver. As always, like, subscribe, do what you have to do. We will be looking at gold and silver right now. Again, today I actually had some high hopes just before the non-farm payroll came in, and the numbers came out 2x better than expected. Yeah, right. We all know what's going to happen within a few months. They will revise the numbers down again, as they have done for the past, I don't know, 15 months or so. To me, it's just they're trying to stall, the dollar at a high level before they are ready to do what they have to do. That's just my take on things. That meant, obviously, when the numbers came out, gold and silver crashed big time. They looked insanely well. We were flirting with the 23.2, 0.25 maybe, but that is just such a massive level, and we didn't came through here. That would have been an amazing ending for this week if we had taken out that level and closing above 23.2, 23.3. But clearly, we reversed all the way down, came back, found support at the purple double band right there. You can see it. Still working on some sort of, again, we don't know the right shoulder, but again, this is what I'm looking at now. Again, that's why it was so important to get back above, because then we would have triggered that smaller time frame inverted head shoulders. But again, we did come nicely off, from the lows. Yeah, but anyways, same thing for gold. I tweeted that if we can close to 2065, excuse me, that actually we could have, a similar end here where we just Monday morning, boom, blasted off. Clearly, that was not in the plans of the banks. And yeah, we came down again, retesting that golden with a bit of a wick there. Finally found support, but again, what it could have been, but clearly we were teased once again. Okay, here we have the gold to silver ratio, the most important ratio, I would say, for commodities, because if this ratio goes down, yes, gold and silver will go up, but most other metals and so on will follow gold and silver. What I'm looking at right now is actually that possible. We don't know the right shoulder topping pattern there. Confirmation is roughly, let's do the lines perfectly, roughly somewhat around here. So if we get why can I not do that? Okay, whatever. If we get below roughly there, make it blue, that is my neckline. So getting below, again, that 88, that's just the big one. And getting below that neckline, that's a good start, to say the least, because then at least we have more downside in. But yeah, we have to wait. That's a strong candle though. So let's see. The Dixie today pierced through the upper support resistance, 103.6. We had resistance between 103.4 to 103.6. And today, finally, it didn't make a wick. Well, not finally, obviously, but it came through, and now it has more upside, at least according to that candle. So next week will probably not be the best week for commodities, gold and silver. But again, I do also think that this is the last, breath before the Dixie finally gives in. If you measure it against inflation, you can go and look at that chart yourself. 10-year rates, same thing, obviously, with the good job data, huge green candle right there on the daily. But again, as long as we are below 4.1, in my view, we are still heading down to there. But again, excuse me, that is a massive green candle. So yeah, let's see how it ends next week. Oil, this is oil, excuse me. we had a breakout here from that triangle there, and now we came all the way up and actually made a bear flag, and now we're at the lower side again. In my view, I had some hopes, but when I noted that bear flag was created, it is still my take that we are probably going to fizzle out and come into the mid 60s, which was also our long-term or the lowest call that we had here. This bear flag is not to be it's not to mess around with here. Clearly the momentum is hugely down here, and I do think we will have that final blow to the downside. For oil, it looks so good, but then within a week, boom, everything changes. Similar here on the palladium chart. I don't know exactly what to make of this. When I saw this, I'm like, yes, here we go, palladium. Often when we come down here, we find support and then we go higher. Breakthrough, just red candles across the board, came down to the lower side of the wedge, or the lower trend line of the wedge, and now we have actually a bear flag confirmation breakdown here. I don't know what to make of this. I'm pretty damn sure that we are closer to the bottom than the top. However, it just can't seem to catch a break really. Same thing here for platinum. You can see here, we looked at that bear flag. It seems like it wants to break down and go down to 820. Imagine buying physical platinum at roughly 820. Maybe 840 first, but then, no. Same thing for copper. Nasty week for copper. It looked insanely well here, getting close to that $4. Getting above $4 in my view is the big level to get through. If we get above 4, I'm hugely bullish. Again, Wednesday, topping tail, and red, and also red today. So I still think there's more downside now for copper. Again, you know, for me, in between 4 and 3.5, that's just chop basically. And you don't know. There's no clear path up or down. It's just sideways price action, and you don't want to be involved in that. Nat gas gap down hugely Monday, down 20% for the week. So definitely, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what the trigger was. It should be some sort of news, I guess. But yeah, let's see here. We still have that overall bear flag broken, and we're below. So overall, nat gas bearish. It has a lot of stuff to do before we are turning bullish. In my view, I think since we're heading into summer here in Europe, in 4 months we have, you know, spring, summertime, and I do think we could spend the entire year until we get into winter before we can turn really, really bullish on nat gas. Again, that's a long-term call. The TTF for nat gas, same thing again here. It's just going down and down and down. Smaller time frame bear flag, but the channel is just, you cannot not see it when you have it there. And again, we need to wait until it breaks upwards. In my view, we could easily go down to 23 and change before we find some bigger support, and that is a massive support. You can see it there. So we could have a major double bottom coming in here for nat gas. So let's see what happens there. But again, that is a nasty downtrend, and yeah, at some point we will have a bounce. This is coal. I will go to the weekly for you. Again, bouncing at that, you know, 2018 high. Nothing really new. We want that neckline to break. Until then, maybe you cannot even call it a neckline anymore because the right shoulder has been taken out. Even also there, so yeah. Okay, again, coal. I mean, we just watch it here. There are no long-term setups here for now that we are buying at the moment. But at some point in time, I do think coal will have a big bounce. Bitcoin here again, flirting, getting into that blue channel there again. It has caught a lot of momentum actually, surprisingly, and we will see how it goes. But still, if we go to the weekly, we're still in an uptrend. Heavily stretched though to the 30 weekly. but still on the daily here, you can see it is struggling quite a bit. Maybe you have some sort of tiny inward head and shoulders there. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. The uranium spot price again started at roughly 100 for the week. Now we are at 106. And I know that there is a 109 on the ask right now. I don't know if that has been bid, but anyways, up 5%, maybe 8% for the week. Man, the pullbacks are just barely non-existent, and I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. I would have expected, longer pauses, longer pullbacks. For now, they're just not present. So nothing new for sugar, really. We came down here to roughly 20, and we turned bullish, and the target was the retest of that green, which should be red actually right now. Red resistance, and we're getting a bit of a stall here, but nothing new here for sugar. But if you notice, long-term double rail, massive retest, and again, it is still heavily bullish after that retest. Again, should you be a buyer here? Absolutely not. You should be waiting for some sort of pullback or consolidation for sugar. Sugar. Nothing new. Soybeans, everything has broken down, bearish across the board. The head and shoulders target is at roughly 1,050. Nothing new to add to the conversation. Yes, we will have pullbacks on the way, but I definitely think we will reach that target. Silver against M2 money supply. Nothing has changed. My overall view is this formation. We are still above the long-term golden trend line. That is very bullish. And yeah, even though this week was just rough for the bulls, really. But anyways, that looks good. Also here, we have gold against M2 money supply. And yeah, we're also above our long-term golden trend line here. And you can see here, basically, the 30 weekly is coming up. So it doesn't look all that bad when we measure against M2 money supply. But again, we really want to have this thing starting to undo, to get above that resistance trend line. But you can actually see for this week, it has outperformed M2 money supply. It just shows you that the M2 money supply is basically non-existent at the moment. That is all, guys. That is everything for this week, at least for the recap commodities. I had so high hopes for gold and silver. Again, the job numbers came out, boom, vanished within 2 seconds, more or less. Again, so close, but one day during 2024, we will have our salvation, and gold and silver will perform insanely well. That is my take, and I've said it many times on record, on my Twitter, and on other interviews. 2024 will be really good for gold and silver. The reason why I'm saying that is only, actually, well, not only, mostly due to the gold chart. We have been above $2,000 for 4 months or so, 3 or 4 monthly closes and 10 weekly closes. To me, we're just waiting here, and then we will just blast through at some point in time, and then silver will follow and break that $26 level. That is all, guys, for now. And yeah, I love to do these videos. Please subscribe if you feel like I'm getting you some value. Hopefully. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.